What's up everybody? Digital Philosophy here, and I'm here to bring you a new episode of What If Deku hadn't have a half quirk. I think this might be part five, yeah, part five. So last time we left off before they could do the heroes versus villains. I asked you what teams you wanted, and the very first comment which I got was have a team with Deku and Kirishima versus Bakugo and Iida. So I'm sorry to the other guy who wanted Todoroki to be on Deku's team, but it looks like that guy beat you to it. Okay, let's start this. So we see All Might. We see All Might choosing names, and then he says, "Hero Team, Isuku Motoria, HEA, Kirishima, EGA, something. I don't remember Kirishima's name. Forgot about it. I'm such an idiot sometimes. Okay, versus Bakugo Katsuki and Tenya Iida. So the villain teams will have 5 minutes to go and prepare the bomb and think of a team, while the hero think of a plan, while the heroes will have 5 minutes to think of a plan to try and combat the villains. As Bakugo and Iida go up to set where they want to put their bomb, Izuku and Kirishima are down at the bottom. Izuku's like, Bakugo, your name's Kirishima, right? Yeah, dude. And your name's Izuku. Is Midoriya. You're Midoriya, right? Yeah. I know exactly where they're gonna put the bomb. I've been on Katsuki for the majority of my life. He's probably gonna put it at the top and come straight for us. Probably to deal with the grudge which we have. Probably because I keep on beating his ass every time he tried to challenge me. Oh, okay. So, while I'm dealing with Bakugo, you go and deal with Iida. Iida has a speed quirk which comes from his engines, and he mostly focuses on kicks. As long as you can, what's your quirk again? My quirk is hardening. I can harden my body. As long as you can harden the parts which Iida kicks, you won't be affected very much, and you'll be able to take him down easily, especially since you can harden your fist to crack his armor and hurt him. Pretty good plan, bro. Okay, so that's what we have to do. So you ready? 5 minutes almost up. So you know the plan. I'll deal with Katsuki, you deal with Iida. Then if I finish with Katsuki, I'll come and help you. We finish him off. We touch the bomb together. We win. But if you finish off Iida first before I finish off Bakugo, you touch the bomb and then we'll win instantly. Got it? Got it. Okay. All my says over the speakers. Heroes enter. Then Izuku says, wait here for a moment. He taps his foot on the ground and he makes a staircase of ice and says, go up this way. That way they won't see us together and you can take out Iida faster. Okay, he goes up. When he's up there, Izuku turns the ice stairs into water and condenses it into a small ball and freezes that ball and then smashes it. Then he says, okay. As he walks into the building, he's walking up the stairs thinking of what he should do to combat Bakugo, and he's thinking about giving him a taste of his own medicine. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If you don't, just wait up and you'll see. As he's going up, he's on the 3rd floor. There are 5 floors to the building. Kirishima is busy looking in every building, but Deku knows that Bakugo is not going to be hiding in any rooms, so he just keeps on going up. Then he reaches the 3rd floor. As he's about to turn the corner, he hears he hears an explosion as he bends down. As right then, that second, when he bends down, Bakugo comes out of the corner with his hands and fires an explosion. But it doesn't hit Deku because he already bent down. And then he puts his head up. He looks and sees Bakugo. Then he smiles. Says, "That's what the Pomeranian is." And Bakugo says, "What did you call me, nerd?" "I called you a Pomeranian. From the way you act, the anger, everything you do, you're just a human Pomeranian." "I'm no human Pomeranian, you doofus." "Okay, whatever you say, bro. You do your thing, I do my thing." Then Izuku says, "Well, why don't I give you a taste of your own medicine?" Then he says, "What taste of my own medicine?" Then Izuku condenses ice into his hand, and then it's making some fog, and then he condense. Then he releases it. Then he makes an explosion of ice. Then Buck goes sent flying back and says, "What? What did you do?" "Gave you your own medicine, an explosion of ice. Doesn't it? Isn't it cool?" "No, it's not." And then Buck goes rushes up, and then Deku says, "Na na na." Then he moves his hand to the right as Bakugo follows that way as he lifts up his hand to the sky, and Bakugo's floating in the sky. And Bakugo says, "I thought you only had one quirk, half ice and half water." "Yeah, I do." "Then why am I floating? You don't have telekinesis." "And who said I'm using telekinesis? I'm just controlling the water in your body. You know that humans are made out of 70% water?" "Yeah, you get it now." Then he says, "I could freeze the water in your body, but that would kill you. And I'm trying to be a hero. I could make spikes out of the water in your body. It'll pierce you, but then that'll kill you. I want to be a hero, so I'm just gonna freeze you and not deal with you anymore, because it's just a waste of my time and I have better things to do." As he puts Bakugo down and as he freezes him all the way around his neck so that he won't be able to explode himself out, and says, Next time, come more prepared, know your enemy and their quirks before you rush into a situation. Else, this will happen with you in a real situation with villains. And I know you don't want to be known as the failure right when you get out of UA, do you? Bakugo just growls as he says, "Well, I have to go. My partner's up there. I wonder how he's doing." And then Oma says over the intercom, "Hero team Bakugo has been captured." And then in the observation room, the others like, "How did he make an ice explosion?" Then Shota Shoka is like, "It's because he condensed the water in one of his hands and froze it, and then condensed that even more further and released it with that much pressure on making an explosion." "Oh yeah, you live with him, right? So you would know." And that's what they're saying. And then the explanation which I just gave, she says that to them, and they're saying, "Oh, now I get it. So he's pressurizing the water and then turns it into ice and then releases it in a blast, causing an explosion. Is that what you're saying?" "Exactly." And then with Kirishima, as soon as he gets up there, he's like, "Okay, let me check in the rooms where they could hide the bomb." As he's checking the rooms, he finally finds one. He finally enters one. He sees an open area, and Iida's there trying to get into get in the villain get into the way of being a villain, as he hides behind a boat and saying that he will attack at the perfect time with Iida. Okay. You have to think like a villain to be a villain. So let's do this. Stand back, heroes, cause you'll never be able to defeat me, cause I am Iida, the greatest villain of them all. Ha 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 ha. No, not that. You foolish heroes, you can never stop me and my partner. Ha 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 ha. No. You heroes shall never catch me, and this building shall explode. Yeah, ha 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 ha. No. I got it. You idiotic heroes, you shall never catch me and my partner. This building will explode with all of the hostages inside it. Mwah, ha 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 ha. That's how he goes. Iida's just looking, Kirishima's just looking at him, and he sweats drops as like in anime, and he's like, is he serious? Okay. I should not pay attention to that. I don't know what's happening over there. I do not care what's happening over there. I do not want to be involved with what's happening over there. And I don't want to get whatever he has there. That just be mad. Then he sees that Iida turns around and says, okay, perfect time to strike. I should go and hide behind that pillar, be much more closer, and I'll be able to surprise attack him. He says as he runs there, trying to make no sound so that he doesn't alert Iida that he's in the room. As Iida is just thinking, I wonder how Bakugo is doing. He just ran out without making a plan. I wonder if he's already beaten up. Right then, he hears Bakugo Katsuki eliminated. He says, shit. I told him we had to make a plan. How much time do we have left? We have 5 minutes. Good. If I can, it'll take them a couple of minutes, depending on how far Bakugo went down, to come, and then I can try and stall them. Then Iida turns around thinking, okay. I have to find the perfect way to stall them. Then Kirishima gets out. Then he starts to run at Iida. Then he hardens his hand, punches him in the back of his head, pushing Iida forward. As then Iida turns around, he sees Kirishima. Then Kirishima hardens his leg and kicks him in the gut. Then Iida's sent flying into a wall. As Iida gets out of the wall, he reciprocal bursts, speeding off, going around circles around Kirishima, and then tries to kick him. Kirishima hardens his whole body and crosses his arms. Then he blocks a kick from Iida. Iida goes around. Then he back kicks Kirishima in the back. Kirishima hardens his back, and then this goes on, and then he finally stops, and Kirishima runs up at him. Then he punches him in the jaw, uppercuts him in the jaw with a hardened fist. Then he kicks him in the stomach with a hardened leg. Then he goes to the back, kicks him again. Then he drop kicks him into the ground, and then he starts to use the capture tape, and then captures him over so that he won't escape. By then, Izuku comes up and sees that Kirishima just captured Iida and says, good job, and then they fist bump, and then they both touch the bomb at the same time, and then All Might says, hero team wins. As they go down, as Kirishima takes Iida, as they go down, walking, and then they come to Bakugo. Izuku snaps his fingers, the ice turns into water, then he controls the water, condenses it into condenses it into a small ball, then freezes it, and then smashes it, and then he picks up Bakugo because Bakugo is very numb right now, so he can't move as they go. As then they get there, and then Oma says, "So who was the MVP of the match?" And then Momo raises up her hand, and then All Might chooses her. She says the MVP of the match was Izuku. He came up with a well thought out plan, knowing his enemy and not being reckless like how Bakugo was without coming up with a plan, knowing how his enemy would act, getting information about the quirks before the whole showdown went down, giving his partner efficient enough information to help him combat the enemy, as well as not wasting time drawing out the match with an enemy, as well as Kirishima also not drawing out time wasting with the enemy, and securing the criminal without causing any permanent damage or causing any harm to them, ending it quickly and swiftly without any damage being done to the building at all. Then Oma says, "Correct," while he's thinking so much information. As Izuku goes next to Shoka and he sits down, as he looks at her and says, "So, when's your match?" She said, "Don't know, just have to wait and see." And then Izuku kisses her forward and says, "Okay." As he lies down, as he creates an ice chair, which actually reclines, lies down, makes an ice cap, covers his eyes, sleeps. He's just sleeping. The rogue is like, oh, never changes. Then, when her match comes along, she freezes the outside walls so that they can't escape. Wait a minute. Okay. So, Shoka says that she will freeze the outside of the building so that she can sense. So if Hagakure touches any wall, she'll be able to feel where she is, so that way they can know where she is. She doesn't want to freeze the floor because they wouldn't be able to go up and attack them. As Shoji says, okay, she asks him if he can hear where they are. As then he says yes, he hears Ojiro using his tail to swing down the corners quickly to get to the bottom floor, while he hears Hagakure on the top floor by the bomb. Then Shoka's like, okay, I think I'll go for Hagakure since I can use my eyes to feel where she is, while you go for Ojiro and then make your arms fist to combat him. What did you say about that? Oh, we could attack Ojiro together. You distract him and I'll freeze him. Then we go to Hagakure, I'll sense him. You can try and find her by trying to see her or hearing her. And then we'll win that way. Which way do you think? He said, I think the way of me getting Ojiro first and you getting Hagakure is much faster way, so that we don't waste time on our opponents and get this over with quickly. She says, okay. As she makes a slide going up, and she says she'll see him when he's done with his part. As she uses her fire, she can use it on both feet. She trained hard to use her powers on both sides, and then uses her fire to launch us, to speed herself up the ice slide, whatever you want to call it. As she gets there, she's going down. She checks each room in the 5th floor. She sees no bomb, so then she goes down to the 4th floor. She checks the room. She finds her Kakare. She freezes the floor in the room and the walls and the ceiling to make sure that she doesn't go anywhere. Then she can see where her Kakare is, so she freezes her up until her head, her neck, and then stops there. By this time, Ojiro and Shoji have already came into contact. Shoji is already beating Ojiro with his 6 fists, hurting him more than he can do with his 2 fists and 1 tail, even though his tail has so much power. Then he surprises him, gets him knocked into a wall. He then tapes him up, and then then Shoka asks him through the earpiece if he is done, and then he says yes, and then she just charges the bomb, and then Oma says, "Hero team wins," and all the other matches go the same, and that's where I'm ending off. Wait, they go home. The MVP almost says it was Shoka because of her quick planning, making sure that they know how to combat their opponents, using the building to their advantage to fight their opponents. Thinking of a plan first forward to combat their opponents and all that stuff, and then they go back into the changing. Then almost says then they do the rest of the match. They go back to the changing room. All that happens, and yeah. Next time, I'm also gonna be posting today again the Hero USG part. So yeah. Hope you like, subscribe, and comment for my 550 subscribe special. You can choose what the character looks like, what the powers are, and the ship. The one which gets the most likes is the one which I will do. That's the end of this. Danger Devils with Ifsia signing off.